Welcome to Greek Verse a Day. Today we're translating the first part of Revelation 1:20. You, as always, working from this. I'm working from the screen. Let's go ahead and do our slow reading first and then pick up the speed on our second reading a little bit. Ta musterion, ton hepta, asteron, hus, eides, epi, tes, dexios, mu, kai, tas, hepta, luknios, tas, krusos. One more time, let's pick up the speed a little. Ta musterion, ton hepta, asteron, hus, eides, epi, tes, dexios, mu, kai, tas, hepta, luknios, tas, krusos. All right, go ahead and pause at this point. See what you can make of these verses. You'll notice some repeated adjectives from earlier in Revelation here. All right, so we have a bit of a weird sentence here insofar as we don't have any main verb in this sentence. We do have a verb right here with eides, which we saw is the same verb we saw in the last verse with within a preposition, or not a prepositional, a relative clause, and that's what we have here. We have this relative clause, hus eides. This is going to mean what you saw, but we'll get to that in just a second. So this is the only indicative verb we have in the sentence, but because it is in a relative clause, it's not the main verb in the sentence. And in fact, there is no main verb in this sentence, which is what makes it sort of odd. It's sort of this sentence in a way sort of stands as sort of a heading. And the way that John does this is by using this phrase here, ta musterion. So this is going to be an accusative neuter singular, the mystery of the seven stars. And what's going on here, to give this a fancy grammatical name that I would not, you don't necessarily need to know, but it might be helpful for you to know, is that most Greek grammarians are going to call this an accusative of reference. So literally we would just translate this, the mystery of the seven stars, but because the Greek cases can function in different ways, the accusative case here, grammarians will say, is functioning as an accusative of reference. So we might translate something like as to the mystery of the seven stars, or with respect to the mystery of the seven stars. And then after that, in this space over here where we don't have anything, John is going to tell us about that mystery of the seven stars. So ta musterion, with the genitive following it, modifying it, of the seven stars. Hepta is the adjective for seven that we've a favorite of John's in Revelation. So we've seen it several times now. It just stuck in right before the stars in attributive position. So of the seven stars, which you saw. So this hus here is referring back to the stars, and it's going to match it in gender and in number, but not in case. It's a different case. It's accusative case here because it is the object of the verb in the relative clause. So the mystery of the seven stars, which you saw, and you saw them epi, tes, dexios, mu. So this is a prepositional phrase, epi, upon, with the genitive tes dexios, upon the right of me, or upon my right hand. So the I gotta move this way. You imagine sort of the stars being upon the right hand, sort of like this. So not necessarily in the hand, but upon my right hand. And also kai, tas, hepta, luknios, tas, krusos. So here we have again the adjective luknios in attributive position, modifying, so hepta, seven, modifying luknios, the lampstands, the 7 lampstands, and then an additional attributive adjective in a different position. Remember, when the adjective has the article before it, it's attributive, and that's the case for both of these, but it's done in different ways. Notice here that the adjective just comes after after the luknios with the definite article repeated. So in English, we like to have it as the 7 golden lampstands. We don't want to separate those 2 different adjectives, whereas Greek has no problem sticking the noun in between the different adjectives. So literally, the 7 lampstands, the golden ones. So if we put this all back together, we have concerning the mystery of the 7 stars, and then we have, again, I should say, that sort of the idea of the accusative of reference is going to be repeated down here. So the mystery of the 7 stars, or concerning the mystery of the 7 stars, and concerning the 7 the 7 golden lampstands. So we sort of repeat that accusative of reference, the as to or the concerning, with this accusative and this accusative down here. So, as to the mystery of the 7 stars, which you saw on my right hand, and the 7 golden lampstands, and then John is going to go ahead and explain that mystery in the next verse.